Walking Man of Rodin. Legs hold a torso away from the earth, and a regular high poem of legs is here. Powers of bone and cord raise a belly and lungs out of ooze, and over the loam where eyes look and ears hear, and arms have a chance to hammer and shoot and run motors. You make us proud of our legs, old man. And you left off the head here, the skull found always crumbling neighbor of the ankles. Subway. Down between the walls of shadow, where the iron laws insist, the hunger voices mock. The worn wayfaring men with the hunched and humble shoulders throw their laughter into toil. The shovel man. On the street, slung on his shoulder, is a handle halfway across. Tied in a big knot on the scoop of cast iron are the overalls faded from sun and rain in the ditches, spatter of dry clay sticking yellow on his left sleeve, and a flimsy shirt open at the throat. I know him for a shovel man. A dago working for $1.06 a day, and a dark-eyed woman in the old country dreams of him, for one of the world's ready men with a pair of fresh lips and a kiss better than all the wild grapes that ever grew in Tuscany. A teamster's farewell, sobs en route to a penitentiary. Goodbye now to the streets and the clash of wheels and locking hubs. The sun coming on the brass buckles and harness knobs. The muscles of the horses sliding under their heavy haunches. Goodbye now to the traffic policeman and his whistle. The smash of the iron hoof on the stones. All the crazy, wonderful, slamming roar of the street. Oh God, there's noises I'm going to be hungry for. Fish Crier. I know a Jew fish crier down on Maxwell Street with a voice like a north wind blowing over corn stubble in January. He dangles herring before prospective customers, evincing a joy identical with that of Pavlowa dancing. His face is that of a man terribly glad to be selling fish, terribly glad that God made fish, and customers to whom he may call his wares from a pushcart. Picnic boat. Sunday night, and the park policemen tell each other it is dark as a stack of black cats on Lake Michigan. A big picnic boat comes home to Chicago from the peach farms of Saugatuck. Hundreds of electric bulbs break the night's darkness, a flock of red and yellow birds with wings at a standstill. Running along the deck railings are festoons, and leaping in curves are loops of light from prow and stern to the tall smokestacks. Over the hoarse crunch of waves at my pier comes a hoarse answer in the rhythmic oompa of the brasses, playing a Polish folk song for the homecomers. Happiness. I asked professors who teach the meaning of life to tell me what is happiness, and I went to famous executives who boss the work of thousands of men. They all shook their heads and gave me a smile as though I was trying to fool with them. And then one Sunday afternoon I wandered out along the Des Plaines River, and I saw a crowd of Hungarians under the trees with their women and children and a keg of beer and an accordion. Muckers. 20 men stand watching the muckers, stabbing the sides of the ditch where clay gleams yellow, driving the blades of their shovels deeper and deeper for the new gas mains, wiping sweat off their faces with red bandanas. The muckers work on, pausing, to pull their boots out of suckholes where they slosh. Of the 20 looking on, 10 murmur, Oh, it's a hell of a job. 10 others. Jesus, I wish I had the job. Blacklisted. Why shall I keep the old name? What is a name anywhere anyway? A name is a cheap thing all fathers and mothers leave each child. A job is a job, and I want to live, so why does God Almighty or anybody else care whether I take a new name to go by? Graceland. Tomb of a millionaire. A multi-millionaire, ladies and gentlemen. Place of the dead where they spend every year the usury of $25,000 for upkeep and flowers, to keep fresh the memory of the dead. The merchant prince gone to dust commanded in his written will, over the signed name of his last testament, $25,000 be set aside for roses, lilacs, hydrangeas, tulips, for perfume and color, sweetness of remembrance, around his last long home. 100 cash girls want nickels to go to the movies tonight. In the back stalls of 100 saloons, women are at tables, drinking with men or waiting for men, jingling loose silver dollars in their pockets. In 100 furnished rooms is a girl who sells silk or dress goods or leather stuff for $6 a week wages. And when she pulls on her stockings in the morning, she is reckless about God and the newspapers and the police, the talk of her hometown, or the name people call her.